I gotta reload.
Yeah, good call.
All right.
What's going on, guys? It's Pass the Gravy, episode number 481, I believe. I am currently, when you're listening to this, on a honeymoon, so we're not gonna have the traditional Pass the Gravy episode, but I did find a great guest for you today, Barry Laminack, comedian, host of the Barry on Deck show. You can go to his website. I believe your Twitter is Barry is Funny. That's also your website, barryisfunny.com. Go see all of his dates and everything there, and then watch Barry on Deck from 2 to 4 every single weekday from on Twitch and then YouTube, correct?
Correct. Twitch, and I'm uploading it to YouTube, though. It seems like a fruitless endeavor. No one ever watches it on YouTube. And so it's sad.
YouTube is like, it's you feel so hopeful sometimes, but then you just don't get the I don't know.
You upload it and then you're like, oh cool, 7 people watch this.
Glad we did that.
Yeah, I'm glad I went through all the extra work to put this on a second platform for 7 people. I could have just drove a copy to their house.
Oh, maybe that's what you need. Just like I'm gonna start doing like VHS versions of the show. Like just, hey, really? Dude, check this out. And they're like, what? I don't have a VC.
I'm sorry. My show is technically advanced, so I'm going to be doing Laserdisc and taking on the people.
Okay.
I might go. I don't want to brag.
Maybe I'll be edgy. Go Betamax.
Oh, nice.
Really strong. Whatever those like camcorder tapes were, you had to put in another tape. Like just give them that. Make it
tape inside a tape, like a Russian nesting doll. You just had a tape instead of a tape instead of a tape. I like it.
Just make it as difficult as possible to get it. I'm like, you'll get it that way. We also release the podcast via smoke signal each week as well.
That's what I'm gonna send a reel to reel via carrier pigeon. And yeah. I'm an innovator.
I bought a carrier pigeon with some friends in college. We were like, one of our buddies didn't have a cell phone, which was insane to us. And so we were like, well, I wonder if we can find him some carrier pigeons. And we found somebody on Craigslist selling carrier pigeons. Turns out, I'm pretty sure you can just sell pigeons to people and tell them they're carrier pigeons.
Randomly. Yeah.
He was like, you have to put it in this location for this many days. And then you have to take it to the other location. And then like, there's a whole process. And we were like, well, we've done this. We've had a pigeon in somebody's dorm for like 2 days. Like, let's just see if it goes. It didn't come back, didn't deliver anything, like didn't work out. And we were at like $40, but it was like, well, yeah, that was on us.
What'd you send him with? They're like, please tell me you didn't send him with like some weed or something. You're like,
no, we just put like a letter. We just put like
Frank's house.
We just like a test note.
You see some pigeon in the park. Goes, what's up, bro? You're like, come on, man. Did you walk here? Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I think we just put like, we ripped out a piece of notebook paper and just wrote like some bullshit on it, but like, yeah, pigeon never showed up, never came back.
We
lost that guy. We freed him, really. So look at us, we're big animal enthusiasts. But I also have always thought like a carrier pigeon idea would be to just train the pigeons to fly back to you, so then people just keep buying pigeons from you, maybe.
Nice.
And then you just blame it on them, be like, no, it's you, dude, you didn't train it right. Did I say 6 weeks? No, I meant 8 weeks. You have to keep it in this thing. Come on,
you're like the catalytic converter thief of pigeons. You're just out here taking them and then reselling them to people. They were doing that with tailgates on trucks too. You're doing it with pigeons. Look at you.
I remember, hustle, man. I had a buddy who's just back of his tailgate got stolen. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Who does it?
And then you go buy it. You're like, wait, my initials are on this. What is this mine? They're like, no way. Not at all.
Then he was just like, no, it makes it faster. Like it cuts down the drag. I was like, you doing a lot of drag racing in your truck now?
Yeah, you out there burning it up in your S10, huh? You just just tearing it up. I get it.
Sitting on I-10, got it. All right, cool. Dude, so what the fuck have you been up to, man? I was on your show as we're recording this last week. Had a great time, and then we gotta do the cross promote thing. So I know you got some dates coming up. Just kind of looking at who you've been opening for. Who would you say like your favorite person you've worked with is?
Ooh.
And then also worst.
Oh, you asked me worst. Wow.
Maybe start with worst.
You want to start with worst?
Oh, I don't know. You choose, buddy.
We'll save worst because it's a pretty good story. But it's tough to choose favorite. One of my favorite comics, a lot of people, I think you probably may have heard of him now, but at the time his name is Dave Landau, and He is the third mic on Louder with Crowder, but before that, he was on the Anthony Cumia show. And before that, he was just a dude from Detroit who was he is an amazing writer, an amazing comic. Actually, the first weekend I ever worked with him, I've worked with him several times. We're buddies now, but it made me go home and just scrap all my jokes and start over. I just rewrote all my shit. I was just like, I want to be that good. And so Dave Landau, man, if you ever get a chance, watch some of his sets. Amazing comic. But I mean, dude, I've gotten to work with George Wallace and Damon Wayans and Pops from Fridays, John Witherspoon, and I've been blessed. So, but Dave is one of my favorite comics. So I'll go Dave Landau. Yeah.
I did see you worked with Eric Griffin, and like that guy just seems like the coolest dude ever.
He was very cool, man. Got to work with him. Got to work with Big J Okerson, and yeah, dude, I've been blessed, man. I've worked with a lot of really cool dudes. There was one guy, the worst. I'll answer your question for the worst. You don't have
to name names if you don't want to. Just give us the story.
I don't even remember the guy's name. I know he was out of Austin, and he billed himself as the healthy comedian. Which I'm like, okay,
it's already a great start,
bro. Here. You can't show up with 4 chins and still be billing yourself as the. Yeah, he didn't look healthy to me, but whatever. So
like a fat trainer.
Yeah, exactly. I had a dentist when I was a kid who had halitosis. I'm like, bro, this ain't right. This ain't right. You can't. First of all,
anybody should not have this. It's you, but
yeah. So he's like, all he did for an hour was just do jokes about food. I was like, this sucks. Like, some comics inspire you to go home and rewrite your shit like Dave did. Yeah. He inspired me to go home and be like, I'm going to be okay.
I think when the guy's good.
If he's headlining, I think I'll make it in this business. I was really new. But he would do shit like, he did a whole joke on salads, and not like, I mean, look, you can make a salad funny, but it was just like, bro, I don't need you to do 20 minutes of salad material. At one point in a set, now comics do this, okay? Comics will ask questions because we don't know where to go, or a lot of comics that are newer maybe don't know how to get into a joke. So you'll see younger or newer comics be like, so who here likes cake? And then you do a joke about cake, right? Or you'll be like, this dude, like, I'll say like, anybody like reality television? And so, yeah, okay. And then I'll do my whole reality TV bit. This dude, I swear to you, he goes, so who here likes to sleep? I was like, what the fuck? Everybody, you may not get enough. You may not be good at it.
But you have to sleep.
You're a human being. Hey, who likes breathing? Huh? Where are my breathers at?
You guys big fans of air?
Yeah, where are my air people at?
My airheads at, huh?
Oh, Jesus. I was just like, are you shitting me? And then I fucked up though. And I think maybe I'm being a little too critical because he and I didn't get along from the get-go because I was new. Okay. I was real new to the business. I was maybe doing it less than a year. And I was an MC, and as an MC, you're taught certain things. If you're lucky, comics will take you under their wing and teach you stuff. And one of the things that I was taught was, go to the headliner, ask them their name. How do you pronounce it? Even if you think and then get their credits so that when you bring them on stage, you give their credits. By the way, it's a whole stupid thing because I've always said no one gives a shit about your credits if you're not funny, right? No one's going to be like, all right, this guy sucks, but he was on Letterman, so we're just going to go all buy his merch and be happy with him. Like no one gives a shit that you did Letterman if you're terrible on stage.
That's what gets you to the show is like, oh, that guy was on Letterman. He must be good. When you're at the show, it's like, I don't really care.
Yeah. Have you ever though looked at a flyer and been like, what? This guy was on Conan. We got to go to the show. Get a babysitter. Yeah. This guy was on Conan. No one gives a shit. That's such an 80s thing, right? Yeah. I don't know why we still doing this business. We're all obsessed with credits, but anyways, so they tell you to go up, get the credits, get his name. So I go up and I was like, hey, just want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. And I said it. I wish I could remember what it is. And he goes, yep, that's it. That's how you say it. I was like, okay, what credits do you have that you want me to bring you up with? And he goes, Letterman and Carson. That's how old this dude was. Or no, maybe he said Leno. I don't know. But he said Letterman, Leno, and Comedy Central. Now, I'm new. Okay. I kind of fucked up because I was like, is that it? And what I meant was, was there
Anything
anything
else?
else?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I went, is that it? And he looked at me like, you little smart ass son of a bitch. He goes, I think that's enough. And I was like, oh, and I just walked off. Oh, I felt terrible. But then once I saw him perform, I was like, no, he deserved that. He was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So screw that dude. Yeah. So we didn't get along. So that was probably one of my worst experiences.
If he was
working
the
with a guy.
healthy comedian, did he like have like a green drink with him, like when he's on the stage instead of like a beer or
He just
like a
doing
water bottle? He's doing it with a pull-up bar.
Like, what are you doing, bro? I just gotta getting warmed up for show. No, but he brought his kid. He brought a 13-year-old kid to a comedy show, and he kind of worked clean too. So I was like, oh, your kid's about to learn a lot about dick jokes. Here we go. Like, why do you bring a kid to a comedy club? I don't get it. It was, yes, one of the less fun times I've had doing comedy that weekend.
Speaking of like working clean and stuff, like I'm always curious. Like comedy, just the entire thing absolutely fascinates me because there's not a way to do it. It just kind of whatever fits. But like working clean, like I know like doing corporate gigs, a lot of times you got to kind of clean it up a little bit. Like, do you still like is clean 100% like no shits, no dams? Like, or are some of them like, you can be a little bit, but like, kind of keep it on the straight and narrow.
So like some people will tell you what their definition of
this is for a church group. Maybe chill out on the Jesus jokes.
Yeah. Maybe don't go in and be like, Jesus, huh? And then just shit all over religion for 20 minutes. But a lot of times people will tell you clean, but I'll always ask, and I think most comics will, like, what is your definition of clean? Or do you mean like Disney clean? Do you mean church clean? Do you mean like squeaky clean? And clean doesn't just necessarily mean cussing. It means the topics, right? Like
sex.
Sex, drugs, a lot of stuff. In fact, I've got a corporate gig coming up where they were like, we don't want any race, no politics, this, that, and the other. And they'll give you specific topics that you can't talk about. And then they'll, obviously tell you what you can and can't say. Some people that some places will be like, just have some fun with it. I'm like, nah, you don't want to leave that up to me.
Be specific.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to know, like, can I say fuck? And they're like, oh no. Okay. Well, see, you left it up to me. Can I say shit? And they're like, no. Okay. Well, can I say bitch? No. I'm like, well, then what? Yeah. See,
it's gotta be some
you can say
guidelines.
hell. Yeah. So that's it. You feel it out. In some places you kind of start, if I've ever done a corporate gig, I don't think I've ever cussed, even when they said I could, just because you kind of feel, and corporate gigs suck, by the way. They're the worst.
But they pay the best, don't they?
They pay the absolute
That's why
best.
everybody does them.
They're the absolute worst. It's just soul sucking. It's just like, because no one's really letting loose at a corporate gig. You think about that. You're around you're around your boss or your bosses. You're around your coworkers. You're around people you don't like and people you like, and just let loose and laugh at maybe something that's inappropriate to get you judged. They're the absolute worst in the biz, for sure.
Can you tell, like have you ever had one that like went bad and you're just like, oh shit, like I don't know how to dig myself out of this? Like, do you have like an entire like corporate set you just kind of work on, or like you have to kind of be more dialed in, I would imagine, on those where like when you're doing something, you can kind of just be freely like riffing at that point. Like when you're corporate gig, you can't really riff as much. I mean, I'm sure you can, but like
you can riff as long as it's clean, right? Like I was doing a corporate gig for an oil and gas company. And right before I went up, it dawned on me that I spent years in oil and gas before I got into this business. And one of the things that I remember was you had to start every meeting with a safety moment. And so like right before I went on stage, I thought, oh, I need to do a safety moment. I'm gonna fuck with them, and they're not gonna have any idea that I even know what this is, because I'm just a dumb comic. So I went up and I was like, hey, by the way, I just want everybody to know here that I will be turning you all in because I didn't see anybody do a safety moment. And they just lost it. And it was like the perfect way. And I did a safety moment. I don't remember what it was, but it was a callback to like something they were doing earlier. And So yeah, I was riffing. Like I didn't have any of that planned, and it went really
That's
well,
cool.
and that made it go a lot better. But yeah, there's times when you just go up, do the material, get the check, get the fuck out. Just go just get it over with. I do every
Right.
year now. I do a retirement home. Was it no assisted living? Yeah, I
It's
think
kind of
it's
the
an
same thing,
assist.
isn't it?
I guess. Yeah, but they're all like the average age is like literally 75. Now their families are in
Perfect
there.
crowd.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, you don't have to write new jokes. They don't remember the shit you did last year. So it's
Oh, that's yeah. Just do the exact same set.
yeah, every time. No variations whatsoever. All the
You
family
guys loved
members
this
like,
last time.
yeah, exactly. So those are different, but yeah, dude, most of them it kind of is what you make it. Like I have fun doing that set because I like messing with the old people, but
Mhm.
yeah, it could be a drain. It could be a
It
drain.
could be yeah, it gets to be awkward. Like I think the whole concept of like bombing in comedy is incredible to me. Like I'm a huge fan of like TJ Miller, where he like sometimes just intentionally will go
Yep.
out there and bomb to see what happens. Like how like at what point do you get into it where you just kind of embrace it? And like how many times do you just have to eat shit and just like struggle and you're trying to tread water and you're not able to do that before you kind of like figured it out?
Everybody does it. Some guys will avoid it as much as possible by doing, the same jokes for the last 15 years or something like that.
Mhm.
And you're like, bro, you can't be doing Enron jokes. Those aren't, but they work. Like, no, those aren't even going to work anymore. Bombing is a thing where it, you have to embrace it, and it's almost like sports in a way where they're like you're going to learn more from the games you lose and the things you do wrong than when you're out there killing. You're not really
Mhm.
learning much from going out there and just having a killer set, but when you bomb, all you can do is just lean into it, man, and that you just all right, this is part of the game, and you're just on stage and you're just looking at people staring at you. And sometimes the best thing you can do as a comic when you're bombing is to acknowledge it. And a
Mhm.
lot of times that relaxes everybody because it's like this snowball of suck, right? You start off bad and no one's into it. And then you try to recover, and then that didn't go over. And now they're like, does this guy even know what he's doing? And now they're doubting you and you're doubting yourself. And it's just this. And at some point, it's okay to just stop and go, wow, this is going pretty terrible, isn't it? And then the crowd almost just like it's a sigh of relief, like, oh, he knows too. Thank God. We thought he didn't know that he was sucked so bad. And so yeah, I mean, you just kind of lean into it. All right, this is gonna suck for another 30, 40 minutes or whatever it is.
Duh.
And it's painful, man. But you can learn some things. And if you I don't there are comics that you see bomb a lot, and those comics are gonna
Uh-huh.
be really good one day.
Just because
But
they keep trying it. Yeah.
yeah, and the ones that quit, just that's how comedy weeds itself out. Is bad comics that never get better eventually just go, boy, this sucks. I can't do this. So yeah, I like a good bomb every now and then. To be honest with you, I don't go out and intentionally do it like TJ Miller. I'm not like, all right, how much can I suck today? Right? I,
Yeah.
I want people to like me. I'm 9 years in. I'm still trying to prove myself.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Like, and so you've done radio for a long time. I mean,
seven years
you're
on
still doing a
ESPN.
show. You're still doing a show now, which is basically radio to me. But like I think that's got to be very similar in the fact that like a lot of people get into radio. Like I got into it on the production side as a board op. Like I would sit there and I'd run U of H games and
Nice.
other stuff and slowly like move my way up. And everybody that gets in there wants to like, well, they'll probably like give me a show. Like I got these ideas. Like I'm gonna do this. And then like you see these like guys just kind of quit within 3 months because like, dude, they're not even giving me an opportunity. I'm like, brother, but I've been here for 5 fucking years and I haven't fucking got a shot. Like you just gotta fucking pay your dues in that way and
That's
a
it.
lot of things, except just like when you're paying your dues in radio, not everybody's watching you
I
eat a
got
dick
so
if it doesn't
lucky,
go
dude.
right.
I got so lucky in radio. I
How
really
did
did.
how did you get like your break?
So a buddy of mine, AJ Hoffman, was at ESPN radio. He had a midday show at the time called The Blitz. It was on at like
Mhm.
2 in the afternoon or whatever. And I think they had just moved to drive time. So they were on from like 4 to 7. And he and I had a website together that we owned called thecagedoor.net. And we covered local MMA. We covered national MMA, but a lot of it was just about Houston MMA. And it was back when Legacy was starting and Mick Maynard was there. Now he's the matchmaker for the UFC. And there's, the Derek Lewis. I was there for Derek Lewis's first fight. So yeah, and I've got videos of it. I've got all these guys that you'll see in the UFC from Houston now. Alex Morano, I used to train with him. Daniel Pineda, I trained with him. Like, these are guys that were just in the scene and trying to come up. So we had the website and we did a podcast for the website, and he was still on the radio. I was like, dude, you need to put me on the radio. And I had just started comedy around this time too. And I was like, I think I'd be really good at it. He's like, bro, that's not how radio works. I was like, no, I'm telling you, I think I'd be funny. I think I'd be entertaining. I know sports. He was like, dude, that's not how this business works. You don't just get to, oh, I got a buddy that's on the radio, I'm gonna put you. No. I was like, okay, well, what do I do? He was like, I'll tell you what, we have a contest that the station does every year called Rock the Mic. He's like, go enter the contest. You remember Rock the Mic?
Yeah.
He goes, go enter Rock the Mic. And if you win, maybe they'll put you on the radio and maybe something magical will happen. And, and in his mind now, I know he was like, this is just to get me to shut up. He knows either he thinks I'm not going to win. Yeah. Either he thinks I'm not going to win, or if I do win, they're not going to put me on the radio. So I was like, okay, cool. When is it? He was like, Friday. This is like a Tuesday. I was like, oh shit. Oh, wow. Okay. No preps. I show up and I do this little 1-minute monologue about, I forget. I think it was about Alex Rodriguez. This is when he got busted for cheating or something like that. And so steroids. So I just did the 1 minute and I just started advancing. And this was like a 6-week thing. Right. And every week I'd go back and I would advance to the next round, and I'd do it again and I'd advance. And he really didn't have anything to do with it until the final round. So he was like, I don't know how you're getting through. I think it was kind of like, fuck, I didn't expect you to get this far. So we come down to the finals, and it's me and this other dude, and it's AJ, his co-host Fred, and at the time the program director Dave Tepper, and Jong Lee, who was the Blitz producer. And it's the four of them. And we did it at this place called Tubelos up here in Spring. So what they did is they brought both of us in, and we would do the same thing. We would go head to head, and like they would say, okay, we're going to give you a topic, and then you're going to take this side and you're going to take that side. And then they would switch. They give us a new topic and do the same thing. Right. So it was kind of this head to head thing. It all
They're basically making you Skip Bayless. We're like, ESPN's like, this is your opinion. Take it.
Yeah, this is your opinion. Back it up. Say, give me reasons why. Right. So it came down to the final thing, and it was a one-on-one short little 30-second to 1-minute interview where they asked you why you should win and what you bring to the table, this, that, and the other. So I go first, and I'm sitting there, and they ask me my questions, and I do them. No big deal. I get done. I stand up. The other guy sits down. And as I'm standing behind him, I notice this photographer, he's trying to get my attention. He's like, hey, do something behind his head. Do something behind his back. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, give him the fingers. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that, dude. He was like, no, just give him like get over. I was like, bro, that's not my style. I'm not doing all that silly shit. I'm just going to stand here. It turns out he did do that behind my back when I was on air. So it came down to the announcement. They're like, and the winner is, and the way they would do it is they would go, all right, here we go, 3-2. And then you spoke, and you both had a microphone, and whoever's mic was hot was the winner. And all you said was, my name is Barry. I'm the 2013 Rock the Mic winner. And my mic was on. I was like, oh shit, I just won this thing. And they were like, hey, congratulations. I was like, thanks. And we were getting ready to leave. And they were like, hold on. And they called, I don't remember the dude's name. They were like, stay around for a second. And so I walked off. I'm got a beer. I'm celebrating. They're like, you know why you didn't win? He was like, no. And they were like, you were going to win. Like you had the better answers and you were going to win. But because you did all that shit behind his back and were super rude, we don't want people like that on our team. And that's why he lost, was that. And so I ended up winning, and they were like, okay, we're going to try you. They had just had a vacancy for a co-host on the Sunday show called Houston Game Day. And I think it was John Wesley, and he had moved to like 1560 or no, it was Anson Ainsworth. He had gotten drunk at a camel race, and they had to let him go. So
that's what you do at camel races. I'm a 2-time camel racing champ, not to brag. Me and Donald J. Hump.
I've only done it once, but I won, and the scariest thing I've ever done in my whole life. Jesus, that is because you have no control over the camera.
That's
It's
why
like
you
a
drink
marriage.
though before doing. You have to
Yeah.
drink after though. You drink after, I guess.
True.
That's
By the
probably
way,
what.
hurt my balls. Like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You don't get like you go when you because it's co-ed. It's co-ed. They get just whoever they can get to do that. And
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, they don't have balls. That's not
No.
gonna be
Yeah.
as
I
much
think
of a
I
problem
said if
for
I ever
them.
did it again, I would take one of those hemorrhoid pillows. I'd ride on that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I got a plan. Anyways, so they're like, well, we're gonna try you for 6 weeks. If you suck, we'll just give you your prizes and you go on about your business. And they let me go, and I had to get picked in there. But I worked with this dude named Mike Liebeschock, and we hit it off right away. The chemistry is great, and I did that show for 4 years every Sunday, 10 to noon, leading up to kickoff on ESPN, and then so I was like, that was cool, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you get paid a little bit. You're doing radio. Everything's
Weekend
awesome.
radio is really cool too, because it's kind of like you don't have like the like the weekday audience necessarily. So you kind of
Right.
it's more like free. You get to kind of like fuck around a little bit
You can
more.
mess up. You can have some fun. You can push boundaries. You can learn how to do radio, and that's kind of what I was doing. And Dave was great about giving me advice, and we would do an interview, and he taught me how to interview people. So I learned a lot, and then I had gotten laid off from my job at Halliburton, and I was kind of sitting around. I had like 1 month of severance left, and that's when the guys at ESPN decided they wanted to do a midday show, and they were like, "Hey, we want you to audition for this midday show." And I kind of felt bad because they didn't ask my co-host. It was just me, and they had brought in Joel Blank from the Rockets, who wasn't there anymore.
Mhm.
They're like, so Joel's going to be one half, and you are going to audition for the other Mike against Travis Johnson, former first round pick of the Houston Texans. I was like, oh, I'm losing this for sure. And it was a weird way they did it, bro. It was so stupid. What they did is Travis did Monday and Friday with Joel for 3 hours, and I did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for 3 hours. So it was like Joel had 2 co-hosts every week. And it was just it was so fucked up the way they did it, but that went on for like 6 months. And finally they decided around Super Bowl, they were like, okay, we're gonna give you the show. I was like, what? And so they're like, yeah, it's yours. So after Super Bowl, man, Joel and I started The Usual Suspects along with Nick, and did that for almost 3 years.
It's like some Hunger Games shit, like auditioning.
Yeah, it was
Like
weird, bro. And it created this rift between me and Joel in the beginning, and because I had a co-host, you know what I mean? I had a morning. I was still doing the Sunday show while auditioning for this midday show. So that made it weird between me and my co-host on Sunday, and me and Joel during the week, because I had a bond with Mike, and they did it such a terrible way, right? And then it made me and Travis Johnson not like each other, because now we're competing, and obviously he's a competitor. He's a first round draft pick. I mean, you don't get
in a fight,
to that.
he's gonna win, like a fist fight, like he's gonna beat your ass. He's
100%. Yes.
It's always intimidating.
Yeah. So it was, I didn't feel like it. I felt like the cards were stacked against me, but I think I was just more, I was more versatile, and the humor I think helped a lot, right? Like I was into all the sports. I could talk MMA. I could, but I had humor to go along with it. So that helped, and ended up getting the gig.
And I mean, I really feel like a lot of times you do see just like, oh, I used to be a player, like on commentating jobs or analyst jobs. And that doesn't mean that they're bad at what they do. It's just like, obviously this guy is going to be more experienced in like knowing the game and the X's and the O's. But like, to me, I think a lot of times sports radio gets shit on because it doesn't 100% of the time cover sports. That's what I love about Barry on Deck, is like, you fuck around a little bit, but then, hey, we're going to talk sports. This is what brings us to the party. But then like, we're going to go off on tangents doing our own thing. And I think that like a lot of people, like it tends to seem like it's the older generation that's like, well, you're not talking sports, you're taking calls. I don't want to fucking listen to this shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you should be able to have fun, man. Like if the Texans are bad, it's not fun to talk about the Texans week 16. Like, I don't want to talk about that anymore. What was the year where they like won the first 2 games and then lost out pretty much? It was like, what the fuck? Like, how do you keep covering that? I hate this. I used to work the 790 did like an alternate Texans post-game show, because 610 would have to do the post-game, like the network post-game where like, Mark Vandermeer breaks down everything, and then you take the calls. And 790 was like, what if we just took the calls right off the bat? The second kickoff, the final whistle blows, we start doing this. And it was just like, the first week the Texans are bad, that's fine. Like week 7 where they're bad, it's just like, this is the same shit over and over again,
Yeah.
guys. And I think when you like, and I guess it's a post game show, so you're supposed to be able to talk football at that point. But like when it's just a daily show, I think you need to have a little bit of humor in it. And I think that like people, that's a turnoff button for so many people. But I don't understand
really
it because I want to listen to like Dan Patrick was always great about that. Like he'd go into movies and then he'd talk about other stuff too. And it was like
Jim
I watched him because absolutely,
dude, I loved Jim Rome. And you know what? Locally, John and Lance.
Lance, I think is the greatest
God.
sports host ever. And like just the
That's what I wanted
knowledge
to be.
that
I
guy
still want
has.
to be Lance. Like I still want to be Lance. I want to be able to talk sports and be funny doing it. You know what I mean? Like I heard Jim Rome, and that's how I learned about John and Lance, because I would listen to Rome, and they were on like Star 610 back in the day, is what it was called. And I would listen to Rome, and then I would end up listening to John and Lance the next morning. And Lance just used to, I mean, he would do the voices, and he was funny, and he would talk about pop culture. And I had never really heard that before. Rome would do it, but not a lot. You know what I mean? But Lance would talk about like the Ghetto Boys or hip hop and movies and TV shows. And it was like, what? It was fun. It was just like guy talk radio.
Right.
And
just guys being dudes.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you and your buddies are hanging out at the sports bar, you're hanging out at a bar, you're hanging out at somebody's house. Yeah. You're going to talk sports, but you're not going to sit there and talk sports for 3 straight hours. You would be the worst friends ever. You would talk about the game, or you would talk about something. Then you would bust each other's chops, and you would bring up something else, and you would
pull, you don't break down the cover 2 for 3 hours at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Bro, I had somebody call me one time and be like, this guy's hips are tight. I was like, don't ever call this show again. This is the dumbest shit. Why are we talking about a dude's hips? Like, get out. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't want to be X's and O's guy.
I'm not Mel Kiper.
Exactly. My goal was to blend comedy and sports, and it's still my goal. And that's why I do my show the way I do it. Yeah, some days we're going to be super sportsy. Some days we're going to be not so sportsy, but you'll get some of both in just about every single show. And I'm still learning how to do that. I'm still tweaking it, but guys like Lance and Dan Patrick and Jim Rome were the masters at it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean that's who I'm trying to be like, but more comedy. You know what I mean? Like they're funny, but I'm trying to infuse more comedy into it. So that's the goal.
I've gotten to know Josh Ennis a little bit, and I thought one of the greatest things that he ever did was just the wheel of Houston sports, and he would just put hot takes on the wheel, and he would spin the wheel, and he would tell you what it was right off the bat at the top of that break. And it would just be like, dude, Hakeem Olajuwon wouldn't have done anything if he was like, he wouldn't be such a big deal if he wasn't black. And it was like, what? And like, then you would just hear like the callers that tuned in after that. And it was like, this is a fucking terrible, this is a weird fucking thing. And it it didn't necessarily work out, but I was like, just like the creativity of like the idea of like, this is what I'm going to do. You guys get a little bit of, like, I love inside jokes, and I get that it doesn't pan out well when you only do inside jokes. I understand that, but it's funny when you're like, okay, I kind of want to see where this goes. And as like somebody like when you'd be on the phones working, that like, this is fucking great. This guy has no clue that he just spun a wheel, and this is the take he got. And it's like little things like that makes sports radio fun. Cause like, I mean, you like sports, like in football, you want to talk football all the time, but then there's baseball season. All right. There's baseball season after the NBA finals and then the Stanley Cup. Like there's just baseball, and baseball fucking sucks sometimes.
All summer.
Baseball fucking sucks sometimes. Yeah. Well, now we have the WNBA, luckily.
Oh,
you got the Aces winning it this year.
Sure.
I'm ashamed that Sue Bird's not in it. You know, what a career.
Oh man, you know what? When I look back, I look
Lisa
back
Leslie.
and I see back, and there's those things she did, and
the baskets,
and man, and all the running and
the passes.
Yeah.
All of it. Shout out to Sue Bird, everybody.
I think I just went cross-eyed for a second. Amazing though. Yeah. Shout out Sue Bird. Oh, did she die? Oh, she didn't die. My bad.
R.I.P. though. Career-wise, in her career.
Yeah, my bad.
I mean, I just couldn't watch it as well, just knowing what.
Have you ever sat down and watched the WNBA game? I've never sat down and watched it. Not even when the comments were winning championships. I never watched a WNBA game in my life.
I've gambled on them and I've watched it, and I hate the Atlanta Dream because they gambled on them and they lost one time. So fuck the Atlanta Dream.
Are you that big of a degenerate that you would gamble?
didn't really have a lot going on that day.
So
It
just
was
put
like-
your money in your pocket and wait for tomorrow, Alex. What are you doing?
I want a little action. And like the first quarter, it was 16-14. I was like, this is the kind of basketball I want. This is what I want to see here, guys.
That's like some YMCA shit.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing to me. And then you'll see a meme where they're like, Sue Bird has 75 championships. LeBron James only has 73, and he makes 90 million a year, and she makes 9,000. I'm like, yeah, because there's 4 people in the stands. And
Bill Burr did such a great bit on it in his last special.
Yeah.
And it was just like, name one
Beautiful.
WNBA, name the team in your city. Go.
You're like, shit. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Burr's the master for sure.
I do like to do the hot take machine every now and then for the 94.5 the Buzz blog, and I did the Alex's greatest dynasties in sports, and the Comets
Nice.
were number 1, Secretariat was number 2, and then I just Googled best dynasties in sports and mixed them together 3 through 10, and
nice.
lit people on fire. They were so
Oh
mad.
my god, that's the
They
best.
won 4 in a row. It's a great dynasty, right? The team was so good they couldn't even the league couldn't even deal with them. They made them go away.
It was trolling at its finest. Well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. I love you got to do
That's
the
it.
Secretariat. Dude didn't lose.
Yeah, and then what? Kasparov. Name a better dynasty, huh? Come on,
Should put
they can even
Serena.
make computers. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that guy fucking beat that's fucking nuts.
yeah,
Fucking nuts.
yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that at all. Sorry.
Okay.
We're
That's
just
all right.
we're just ripping here.
We're just riffing here.
Do you want to do some segments? We do a couple
Do
segments
some. Yes.
on the show. Brought to you. Let's do the What Would Jesus Do segment. We'll bring it to you
Oh,
by Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer in the entire world. My favorite beer, my personal favorite Southern Star beers are Strawberry Bombshell Blonde. They gave us all the beer for our wedding. They're absolutely awesome. Up in Conroe, 3525 North Fraser Street. Go up there. Tell Keith and the gang in the tap room that you're part of the Gravy Gang. They'll hook you up. They'll let you test out any of their beers. And the beauty of Southern Star is like, you got Miller Lite as your sponsor. Miller Lite's going to have Miller Lite. You get that. All right. You're going to get the same thing over and over again. If you like the same thing over and over again, that's awesome. I like Southern Star because you can go and there's a billion different kinds of beers. And then when you go up to the tap room, they're trying out all these other beers that you can't get in stores. So you go up there and, you can have a Storm in the Beaches, which is their salt and lime beer. I had that at my wedding. It was absolutely phenomenal. Started out as just a little test beer, but I go up there, 3525 North Fraser Street. They got a Pass the Gravy flag hanging in the tap room. Let them know you're part of the Gravy Gang. They'll take care of you. Go on a tour on the weekends with Ben. He'll show you how awesome the brewery is. It's my favorite brewery in town. It's the best brewery in town. And there's something for everybody at Southern Star Brewing Company. If you're drinking a Southern Star, hit us up on Twitter. Hit them up on Twitter. We are at Pass the Gravy Pod. They are at Southern Star BC and Southern Star Brewing Co. on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know you're supporting the people, supporting the podcast. Southern Star Brewing Company, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy, and this week's What Would Jesus Do segment. So, Barry, basically, what would Jesus do? Is we always got those bracelets that just had WWJD on them, and it never told you what he would do. And it's like, I have these questions. What would Jesus do? And I get that maybe it's like probably the right thing because he's Jesus. Yeah, whatever. But I'd always like to know more specifically. So we decided.
Well, I tell you one thing he wouldn't do is bet on the WNBA.
You don't know that. He's equal opportunity. He's equal opportunity. He supports the ladies.
Okay.
But I
feel like if you're Jesus, you can just kind of like fix the game, right? If you can turn water into wine, if you can walk on water, if you can cure the blind, pretty sure you could fix a WNBA game. Pretty sure.
Absolutely.
That's why he's not allowed. That's why he's not allowed at the books.
Isn't that one of the 7 deadly sins though? Like greed.
Oh, I thought you meant the WNBA.
Well, that too. I think that was the 6th. Right?
7.5. Yeah.
7.5. Yeah. Okay. So if you have a what would Jesus do, throw Jesus in today's times and we will answer it. Use the hashtag PTGWWJ82 at Pass Gravy Pod on Twitter. But this is the What Would Jesus Do segment.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus, what would Jesus do? Put him in a situation in a modern time. If you wrote this jingle, do you think he'd make it rhyme? So think about this crazy world in which we live today, and how would Jesus handle it in any given way?
Okay, this week's What Would Jesus Do question comes to us from our buddy Alex O on Twitter at Alex McThunder1, and he says, What would Jesus do if he decided to open a bar? What would it be called? And what would the theme be? What kind of shot specials would he have? All right. I got an idea. I think it'd be called Communion.
Okay.
We call it Communion, and it's obviously a wine bar.
Right.
Wine/water bar.
Okay.
You cut down costs because you just buy the gallon jugs of water and like, boom, guess what this is?
Boom.
It's wine.
Yeah. Are we out of wine again?
Boom. Got it again. Very easy. And then, I mean, he's going to have liquor there just because you got to have liquor at a bar. Passion of the Christ, Daddy's Boy, Trust Fund Kid, maybe. I don't know. That'd be a fun little name for a shot there. The Blood of Me. Just some spitballing some ideas. Yeah. You got any ideas there?
Yeah, I don't have a name yet, but I feel like the number one shot would be a Rusty Nail.
Fuck yeah, that'd be good.
I feel like that would be like
yeah.
You get 3 of them, maybe 4. Did they cross his feet and use one nail, or was there one? I don't remember. I wasn't there.
There's a lot of speculation. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rusty Nail for the shot. For the name of the that's a really good question. If Jesus owned a bar, what would he call it?
Would it be something simple like JC's? Like, it just seems like a hole in the wall bar you'd go to. Like, this is fucking the Son of God's bar. No, because like you wouldn't really have to have it all fancy. You're just like, God, like that's his kid's bar. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a dive bar. There's like the ceiling's kind of falling in a little bit.
But you know what? There would be like some really authentic shit. Like all the bar stools are made out of wood from the manger. Like there would just be like this random. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, is that petrified wood? But did you ever get told that as a kid? Petrified wood was wood from the manger. I don't know who told me that, but I was like,
I've not heard that.
Fucking how did Jesus's manger get to Cypress, Texas?
How big was the manger too?
Yeah. That it's everywhere.
The manger just a crib?
Maybe that it's just a crib. I kind of think it was. They just didn't want to say away in the crib.
They didn't sound as cool.
No. Yeah. You didn't. Yeah. But another shot would be 3 wise men.
You get 3 shots. You and your
No, that's an actual shot at a bar.
Oh, is it?
I think that's a real shot. I used to be a bartender. I should know that, but I think the 3 wise men is a shot. It's like Jack, Jim Beam, and Captain Morgan or some shit like that. It's like 3
terrible.
It does. Hold on. I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that
you could also go on that like with like a gold, frankincense, and myrrh shot. Maybe a little gold schlager. I don't know what frankincense is, but give me a liquor with an F and we'll throw that in.
I think the bar would be called the North Star, by the way.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'd go with the North Star
that's
here.
A good one.
Oh, here we go. Duh. The 3 wise men is the 3 wise men of whiskey. It's Johnny Walker, Jim Beam, and Jack Daniels. And so you mix the 3. It's a single shot. You get the taste sort of a hybrid of whiskey. Yeah. And then, and you drink it and immediately, a rebel flag goes on your trailer. As soon as you drink it, it just pops up out of
You'll love it.
Yeah.
If you have sleeves on, they fall off. If you have jeans, like they're jorts immediately.
Your name just appears on the back of your belt. It's the damnedest thing.
You get one of those cool wallets that's like a checkbook.
Super long. Like, I had one of those back in the day. That was
I don't understand them. I don't understand. It's like, here, take this. Like, are you just tempted? Are you teasing people to take it? Like,
here's my super
fold
long
your money
wallet. Yeah, I'm too lazy to fold. I just need something where I can place it in there. I was walking around with a manila folder in my back pocket, and that just got too cumbersome. And when it rained, so I went with this big long leather duffel. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I like going to the rodeo because it's like such a culture shock to me because I'm not a cowboy at all. No, I went to the cook-off this year. I didn't go to the actual rodeo, but like it was raining and everybody had their little the hat covers. And I was like, do you think real cowboys fucking did that? They're like, oh shit. My beaver skin's gonna get fucking cracked. And they're like, no, they were fucking cowboys.
I gotta get out my plastic, my hat parka or my hat. What is? Yeah, it's like the shit my grandma put on her sofa.
Yeah.
So,
so like when you're moving a couch to not get it dirty. Yeah, exactly. But what they do have that's cool in cowboy culture is duster coats. Those look badass. Like I don't have a reason to wear it, but like it just looked sick. The people
You
that
would
did
wear a
have those,
duster just randomly.
I kind of wanted to that day. I was like, be cool to have those.
Did you?
No. They're very
Dusters and
expensive.
yellow gloves, just randomly
Just-
walking around. They're like,
These
"That
are
guy's a
buckskin
school
gloves. No big deal.
Yeah. That guy's a school shooter, 100%.
I do kind of want Spurs, but just like on tennis shoes.
just
Just in case.
Nike Air Cowboys. Yeah, I like it. I like it. The
Fucking
swoosh just
sick,
keeps going back into a spur.
Like this, the swoosh is a spur. Like it's basically, it's just an athletic spur.
Didn't like Chingo Bling have Nike boots made? Wasn't he the one? I remember somebody had like Nike boots made, like cowboy boots.
I just
What did I say it
don't,
was Chingo Bling?
I don't understand it. And there's a lot
What?
of like cowboy boot guys here. Where I'm like, you're spending. how
Have you
much
ever had a
money?
pair of cowboy boots? Have you ever owned a pair?
When
of
I was a
cowboy boots?
child. When I was like a child, like my
Yeah.
we didn't live in Houston then. We came
Well-
here one time, and I remember my grandma got me a pair of cowboy boots. But like
I'm
as
not-
an adult, I have boots, but they're not cowboy boots. They're just regular like leather.
Yeah,
eagle
no,
type
you've
boots.
that's the thing when you're a kid, your grandma
I don't
goes
choose
to,
what
like,
I dress in.
pay
at that
less.
point. Yeah.
and get you a pair of plastic, cowboy boots, and you don't know any better. But I will say this: I had a pair way back in the day. They're super comfortable once you break them in. Oh my god,
You gotta break them in though, huh?
good pair of cowboy boots are so comfortable. Plus if you're short, get a little lift, get your little heel going.
Oh, that's
You're
a good
not
point.
you're not like Prince, you know what I mean? You're not like up there like 3.5, 4 inch lift like your truck, but you got a little extra, little something.
I want to get like little like the tap dance shoe things on the bottom of them too, so they can just hear you coming.
Nice. Just sound like a horse when you,
Right.
when you
I
walk
can't
up.
afford a horse, but check this out.
Like Monty Python with the coconuts. You're just I like it. I like it.
So but like I also wear shorts a lot. So like you can't really wear boots and shorts. Doesn't really work.
Who
that way.
says that's listen, it's 2022, Alex. There's no rules in
The
fashion.
fashion police say
There's
so.
no rules in fashion anymore. Have you not seen people don't give a shit about matching anymore? When I came up back in my day, everything had to
when
match.
things are pure.
Yeah, everything matched. You had certain belts that you could wear with certain things, and your belt matched your shoes, and the colors had to all. They don't give a shit now. They just randomly wear different patterns. You never wore stripes and polka dots. That's unacceptable. They don't give a shit now. There's no
Don't
rules. So
care.
can you wear boots, cowboy boots with shorts? Absolutely.
But should you?
Huh?
But should you?
Yeah. I mean,
Just-
if you got them,
This country's all about, I guess.
Have you not been on Instagram and seen all these hoochies in the little short shorts and cowboy boots?
It's a great point. I just don't think dudes can pull it off as well. But that's maybe sexist of me.
You'd be pretty cute. I think get you some little
Yeah?
shorty
Thanks,
shorts.
man.
Yeah, get you some
Maybe
little
I'll get
shorty
some cowboy
shorts.
boots.
Yeah.
Somebody send
not?
me a link. Somebody send me a link when you're listening to this.
Some-
At Alex
some
J Middleton. I'll order some boots. I'm not gonna get those
Justin
boots.
Roper. You're not going to get any boots.
I want to get those cowboy boot sandals. Those are cool looking. You ever seen those?
I always wanted cowboy boots like the Von Erichs had, because they were just wrestling shoes with the cowboy boots on top, the little top part of the cowboy boot. I was like, man, if I could just get some of those, because wrestling shoes look so comfortable, but then I could
But,
just
like,
put the cowboy boot on top.
I want to just know like who came up with like wrestling fashion in general, where they're like, all right, you know what we should do? All right, what do we got? Like they had to just find like a costume closet, and it's like, all right, I got a Speedo and these giant black boots. Let's
Yeah.
go with those. That's all we need, dude.
I got
Does anybody got a
these
vest?
I got these musketeer boots and these underwear, and about
This is
half of the room was like, yeah, over here.
I'll take one. I'll take
Yeah.
one. I found an old Halloween mask. Let me
One guy was
paint it.
like-
I'll throw it
Somebody
on.
was like, I got this green makeup and a ponytail holder, and the missing link was like, over here.
That
That's
works.
me. I'll just
That
do
works. I got
that.
this.
Yeah, I got this grass skirt. Kamala's like, let's go. I go,
Do it.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's some very questionable fashion choices being made in wrestling on a daily basis.
But like they own it. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock were like the most badass dudes on the planet.
Yeah.
And The Rock still, I mean, they both still kind of are, if I'm being honest. Like I'm terrified of both of them. if
Are
I
you
piss
really?
them off.
You know
I
that
wouldn't-
that's fake fighting, right? You know that their records.
I mean,
really not
I
90
wouldn't
and
want to
0.
piss off Stone Cold Steve Austin in real life, though.
Just kick him in the knee, Alex. The dude? He's got 90-year-old knees.
Yeah, but
All
he
you
drinks all
gotta do
those
is
beers so he can't feel it.
Yeah, but just tap his knee. He's going down in
Numb.
a heap. Have you ever seen? I opened for Mankind. He's broken. These guys are not. They're not. And by the way,
They got thrown off a
spoiler alert,
cage.
it doesn't matter. Spoiler alert: they're fake fighting. They're not even
Dude, don't
real
say that.
fighters.
There's a lot of people that still believe.
I know, but
On this
that's
podcast.
cool. I always felt like keeping track of professional wrestlers' records was like keeping track of how many fake orgasms you give your wife. There's really no
All of
reason
them.
to count. You know what I mean? Like he's 37-0. That's because they wrote it that way. He's not
Like
really
Goldberg?
a badass.
When I was growing up, I was like everybody was watching WWF, and I was like an NWO WCW dude.
Yeah.
And like Goldberg, they're like, yeah,
Dollar
this guy's
General of wrestling.
he hasn't lost in he's 73-0, and then like 2 weeks later, like he's 97-0. I'm like, what is he just like fighting on the weekends? And I'm not. What's going on? And like I've listened to like people talk about it before, like, yeah, I don't know. We thought it was absolutely ridiculous, like how fast they tried to push him up there. Like this guy just can't lose. And his move is a spear. Like that's just like a tackle. He's tackling a guy.
Tackling people. I mean, he just basically ripped off the Junkyard Dog and Dr. Death Steve Williams. That was both of their moves. That was did you watch wrestling back then? I feel like I just
When I was a
dated
kid,
myself.
when I was like growing up, when Hulk Hogan switched.
You
went to,
weren't
like,
around
villain
for like
Hulk
the Rock
Hogan?
and Roll Express, were you?
No, like Ric Flair was like like, I mean, I guess he still did shit not
I was
too
gonna
long
say
ago,
he's
but,
still
like,
around, isn't he?
never mind. It was Alexa Bliss. I don't know if you know who that is, but she had her title, and I had my fantasy football trophy at work, or my fantasy football belt at work. And I was like, can I do a picture with my belt and your belt? And I was like, are you jealous? Like mine's a little bit bigger than your belt. And she's like, yeah, but it's over fantasy football. I was like, it's over fantasy fighting though, right?
Okay.
Right?
Really? Yeah. Oh, fake football, fake fighting.
We did not get along after that, but it was all admirable. It's just like, I mean, you said that to me.
Yeah, you started it.
Come on.
You started it. Y'all cut
I
a
just wanted to
promo.
show off my belt. All right. Send it to the boys. Come
That's
on.
hilarious. Did you ever try did you ever think when you were a kid watching wrestling that was like real fighting, that you could use those in the streets?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A little bit. Like I mean, like I remember with like my brother trying to like just wrestling, and you're like, how do they pin guys? Like nobody, like I'd be the best wrestler ever. Like my brother can't pin me at all. This is fucking easy. You just kick out of it. Come on.
I tried to DDT a guy in a fight once, and it did not go well.
How many people do you think have slipped discs just because of like wrestling
I
moves
did
they
pile
did on their
drive my
brother?
buddy and almost broke his fucking neck.
Just
I did, like,
paralyzed your friend. Yeah.
It was not good. He was like, but Nick, like he couldn't move for a second. I was like, oh shit,
What do I do now?
I didn't think it would work.
Into my career.
Yeah, I think there that goes. I'm 1-0.
I'm never gonna make it to WCW now.
I bought all these boots and these underwear for nothing. Damn
My favorite wrestling move is always got to be the when you throw the guy into the ropes and then he bounces back and runs right to you so you can close line. It's like, why would you just stop? They just stop. Grab the ropes.
every
Like
time.
you don't have to turn around. Like you're physically turning. What are you doing?
Like once out of every 100 times, they'll just grab the rope, and then the other guy's like, "Where'd he go?" They just do that every time. I never. Yeah, you're right. It's like, why wouldn't you every time just grab it and be like, "Not today, Satan. Let's go. We're gonna fight fair."
They're making a lot of money doing that shit, though.
Slap you across the chest.
Yeah, bam.
Yeah, well, I love watching it now because I'm like, oh God, this is how long are you going to stand there and wait for him to punch you? That's just, yeah, I don't know.
My wife and I went on a date one time. I can't remember what it was for, but we went to we got dinner, and she's like, "Do you want to go get a drink?" And the bar we were going to go to just looked packed, so we went to the bar I watched soccer at, and they had, I think it was WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble, whatever that one was. And we sat down and we're just having a drink, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like I'm kind of into this." And like we were so in to just watching. Like they had the women's one, and then they had the men's one, and like Ronda Rousey one, and I'm like, "Fucking, she's got the best gig ever." She's like, "Oh, I could get my ass kicked in real life, or I could just get paid a lot more money to do this." And she's winning Royal Rumbles. Like I was really into Royal Rumble, but it's like I'm probably not going to go out of my way to go. Like I'm not going to watch every week.
You
Although
know what?
we
I
have
was
some people that
into it.
listen and give
Oh,
us.
really?
Our buddy Mundo. He's a gravy ganger. He'll
What's up,
take the Pass the
Mundo?
Gravy sign and hold it up at the Toyota Center
Nice.
event. So
Well
it's like, all
done,
right.
Mundo. That's dope. I was into wrestling as a kid. That was back though in like they would wrestle at the Sam Houston Coliseum, and it was I forget what the name of the promotion was, but like Paul Bosch ran it. It was like the Rock and Roll Express and Hacksaw Jim Duggan before he went to WWE. Like it was.
Was that when everything was kind of like localized? There was more.
Yeah, it was regional. It was
wrestling.
Regional promotions, right? And they would share fighters from different regions. But but dude, I just loved that. Me and my buddy wanted to be the Rock and Roll Express. We would dress up like them. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. And then I kind of just, I don't know, I stopped watching. And then I found it again back when The Rock was starting to gain some momentum. And to me, that was such a fun time. It was The Rock, it was Stone Cold, it was DX, and then you had Mankind, and he was doing the Rock and Sock, and like, dude, that was just fun. You know what I mean? I don't know now. I can't really get into it. I tried, and I was like, nah, it's just not the same for me anymore. But back then, that was fun. Because if nothing else, if I watched wrestling on a Wednesday night or a Monday Night Raw, I knew at the end of the day, I was at least going to be entertained and laugh. Right. Not so much anymore. I don't know. It's almost like they started taking. Yeah, it's almost like they started taking themselves serious again, though. It was like for a while, everybody was kind of in on it. You know what I mean? Like after Vince McMahon finally had to come out and say, okay, there's no room.
Also, take this money and please shut up about it.
Yeah, it's entertainment. So, but then they kind of just had fun with it, and you had all these fun, and now just like I'm like, no. And I've done, like, I did I interviewed or I hosted a panel for some wrestlers, Edge, which was kind of dope because I knew who he was from the old days when he was, back during that time when I was watching. But then like there was some other chick and everybody was like, oh my God. My buddy Kyle King was freaking out because I got to interview her. I'm like, I don't even know who this lady is. He had to send me all the questions because I was like, I have no idea what to ask this woman. No idea. Britt. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
This is a big deal apparently, but I was like, cool, I guess.
I know you're kind of on a time crunch, so let's move on. I'll move on to another segment we can do. We do this every week. It's called the Not Cool segment. And when I started the podcast, I struggled to get to an hour each week. And so I was like, well, if I just bitch about stuff that happened that I don't like to me, then that kind of fills some time. So I'll start us off. I'll go first. And if you want to think about something, you can go with next.
Okay.
We'll go with that, but this is the Not Cool segment, guys.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool.
Not cool. Not cool.
Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
All right, my Not Cool is, so we're recording this. So I'm on a honeymoon as you're listening to this, but we're recording this like the 2 days after my wedding. I stayed at the Hotel Zaza in Houston. Ever heard of that bad boy? It's fucking fancy as shit. But I left my charger there, and it wasn't just a charge. I had the whole like charging port thing where it's 3 actual like charging cords and then my Apple Watch cord, and so it's like all of the Apple cords that I have are gone right now. So I'm just sharing a charger with my wife from now on, and that's on like my iPad. Like it was awesome because you could plug the iPad in, you could plug your AirPods in, you could put your watch up and your phone all at once on the same thing, and then it's like, oh, tight, they're all just right there. And so now I guess marriage is like what's yours is mine, and now your charger is my charger until I get more. But like now I have to order a bunch of other shit. I have to order more cords and shit like that, and you have to get the Apple ones because the off-brand ones break all the fucking time. And
Why don't you just order the same one you had?
Well, I'm going to, but I didn't have I had the cords, and like Apple doesn't give you the cords anymore when you get the phone. So I don't just have 24 white cables just hanging out with me anymore. I had the same 3. Now I'm out.
Gotcha.
Now I'm out. So yeah, just super, not a big deal of a not cool, but it's super inconvenient. I mean, not cool can be getting hit by a bus, and it can also be forgetting your phone charger, but
that's a big, wow.
So if has anything happened to you recently, it's just to say, hey man, that's not cool.
I mean, I'm living a pretty charmed life
Yeah.
right now.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, without a job and very little comedy gigs. So I really can't complain. I think the Queen passing away was not cool for soccer fans.
Yeah. That's some bullshit.
Can't watch your
Like-
Premier League. Not cool, Queen.
Like-
You know what? Did you see?
I don't get it.
Yeah. Did you see during the ceremony when they announced Prince Charles was now King Charles and he had to sign his own decree that he was the king, which is super weird, by the way. That's like doing your own, when you go get, what is it? Notarized. That's like being your own notary.
Yeah.
You can't be your own notary.
And also,
You're
like,
just
why
like-
wasn't he fucking dubbed with swords? Like, I thought that was
with
how we do things here.
Yeah. But they did the 3 cheers for Charles. Hip, hip. Hold on. I was like, oh, wow, they really do that. Wow. But what I thought was not cool was that his sons got him a pen and a tray. And it was like, oh, father, here's a pen and a tray. And the tray was on the table where he was. I don't know why they do. That's super weird. I don't know why you would. But the pen, he was using it to sign his own decree that he was king. But the tray that the pen came on was on the table. And so he's getting ready to sign the big king decree paper document thing. I don't know what this is. I don't know if they had made it Kinko's. I don't know what it is.
Probably King.
As he goes to sign it, the tray is in his way, but it's like, it's on the desk. So you could just literally be like, just move the shit out of the way. And so instead of just picking it up and moving it and signing his decree that he's king, oh no, he looks at it. He looks at a butler or a commoner, a peasant, I don't know,
I think it's
somebody
peasant.
off camera, and he goes, he's like disgusted that this gift that his sons gave him is in his way. And instead of just moving it, then you just see this hand kind of just come in and grab the tray and then pull it back. And he goes, and then he signs. I'm like, oh, fuck you. That
But,
was
like,
not cool.
That's the power you get
asshole.
when you're the king, right?
Right.
Like, bitch, fucking move this shit. I'm
Being
not
the
doing
king,
that.
that's like, I mean, that he is like the wrestling of world leaders. Like, you have no power. I mean, you can just boss people around, be like, move this tray. For I shall not move it. It says I am too lazy.
We need to bring back beheadings. I feel like that was like a cool power to have. Like, yo, bitch, you want to fucking talk shit? Like,
hey, do you like your head? The move
yeah,
this tray.
it's gonna be in this bucket if you don't fucking chill out.
But I just thought, what a dick. First of all, it was a gift. Second of all, you could have moved it yourself. How lazy of a king are you?
Yeah, just basically telling your kids, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
And this gift
move
sucks.
This stupid ass.
I already
gift.
had this pen.
I'm the king. I have everything. That was kind of
They're
an asshole
fucking.
thing to do.
I don't get the whole fucking thing. It's weird.
I don't understand the obsession.
But we
with
don't
it.
have to because we're American.
Yeah, I look. You see how people like. Okay, like I've never cried when a celebrity died. I can honestly.
That'd be
say
like
that.
if they canceled like the NFL weekend because who's somebody that everybody likes?
I don't know.
Fucking
Barry
Cher
Laminack.
died.
Share. Wait a minute. We had two completely different answers. What the fuck? Wait, hold on, Alex.
I don't know why Cher was the first one that came to mind.
Who's someone everybody likes? Cher? You went
I-
Cher.
Do you believe in love? It's like fucking. That's a banger. It's a
I
banger.
feel like, well, depends on
Or
the version.
Madonna. Maybe Madonna.
No, God, she's
Madge
too
dies.
creepy now. No. Have you seen her TikTok video?
She has
Oh,
TikTok. I tried.
yeah, you got-
TikTok. I don't,
Bro,
I-
she
I'm not
looks
good at
like
it yet.
she looks like the mannequin thing on Saul. She does.
No.
Go look it up. Go look it up. She's like, would you like to play a game? I'm frozen. Like it was, yeah. It was super weird. Go look it up. It was super creepy. But yeah,
It'd be like if when Michael Jackson died, if we were like, you know what? No NFL games.
I know a few kids that didn't like him.
Yeah, quite a few actually. A lot of them. Did.
Yeah, a lot of parents and
The parents actually got cooler with him when he
oh,
whipped out
money?
that
That's-
wallet.
Do you want
Like,
him to come
yeah.
stay the night again?
Hey, buddy. I'm
Can we
sorry
go
for
back
all
to
of
Michael's
this.
house. No, mama got a lot of money. You need to go back over there.
You're gonna have to use
Super
this money for therapy later, but go on over there.
Mama's got some therapy.
He's got go play with Bubbles. Go play with Bubbles and
Yeah.
ride some rides, bud.
I feel like Betty White was the better choice here. Not that it because I chose
Okay,
it,
yeah.
but-
I don't know why.
Share.
Betty
Jesus.
White. I should have thought Betty. Like, so if Betty White had died and we were like, you know what? No NFL games this weekend, I'd still
Yeah.
say a little much.
Yeah.
A little much.
I get it. I get it. In like when 9/11 happened, they didn't play baseball.
Yeah, there was a fucking terrorist attack.
Yeah, I get that, but like one person, they're like, but it's the queen, and I guess I just
Kings
don't
and queens were
process it.
kind of terrorists if you think about it.
In a way.
Historically,
I mean,
they were terrorists.
very much so.
And that's why we're here. We're like,
Yeah,
get the fuck out
that's
of
a
these
great
guys.
point. That's why America exists, because they were terrorists.
Yeah, fuck
The
your
original
T
OG.
and your terrorism.
Yeah,
The two T's of
Kings and
America.
Queens, the OG, the two T's. Nice, very nice. Yeah, they're kind of the OG terrorists. of the
So the
world.
queen shit
on.
and the king shit, not cool for Barry Laminack.
Thank you.
All right, our final segment we do every week is called the Answers segment, and we like to let our viewers and listeners send us anything in. I always say there's no such thing as a stupid question because,
Yes, there is.
well, I mean,
Don't tell the people that.
Look, we're gonna answer the questions, and like a lot of times,
That doesn't mean it's not stupid. Of course, we're going to answer it.
one time in class, I was in Miss Winter's third grade class. And she said, class, there's no such thing as a stupid question. I raised my hand. I don't remember what I asked, but I remember she just looked at me and then moved on. And I was like, that you just
That's confirmed.
Said that was
stupid
stupid.
questions are a thing. By the way, I just noticed, who's the royalty over your left shoulder there?
oh, that's me. That's me.
No, other side. Other
oh,
side.
that's Wheezy. That's my dog Wheezy.
Wheezy. Is that a
Wheezy F baby.
yeah? What kind of outfit is that? A Wheezy. By the way, is that not your left shoulder? I just
it's
assumed
my
that
it
was
is my
your
left
left.
shoulder. It is my left
Oh,
shoulder.
okay, I got it right.
I don't know. Sometimes on Zoom, everything's like
Yeah, it's all backwards.
reversed.
So I was like, oh, I hope this
like
is the
pointing
right
at
shoulder.
stuff. I'm like, that's not it.
Well, then I said
Um,
left and you went right. So that was
That's right. This is left.
yeah. And I said your left shoulder.
Yeah,
and
so my
you-
left
and
shoulder.
you went-
Yeah, I'm an idiot, so I'm not great. Directionally challenged at
It's
times.
okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It looked royal. Somebody had made me this Gravy King
I like the gravy. King.
painting of me, and it's really just Notorious B.I.G. but my face instead.
Are you bringing the beard back? That's
No, beard's gone forever, man. I fucking hated the beard at the end of
Really?
it. Now looking back, it's like that was a poor choice.
what was it?
It got long. I got like
Your dog's
UV
beard's
looking.
almost as good.
Yeah, she can pull it off.
Yeah.
She's like
Yeah.
that's pretty much all she's got, really. Like she can't really buzz cut that thing. But yeah, I don't know. I was like, I have me on this side. I need to have somebody else. And
No,
I was like,
yeah,
maybe I should have
like
gone
it.
with my wife, but
Well done.
I thought my dog would have.
Well, I'm curious
that
about the
works.
skulls. Is that past
I
guess?
cursed Kyler Murray.
Oh,
And that's I got some voodoo in on that. I had to
Nice.
curse people now. I went to Roughnecks, whatever the fucking Dallas team was game in Dallas. I was a part owner of the Roughnecks, and by part owner, I mean season ticket owner. My
Oh.
brother and I split it, but you know what? Like it's just it's
hey, listen.
up to interpretation.
That's
And,
right.
went to all but one of the Roughnecks games, home and away, and went to the ballpark in Arlington to watch them play the Dallas team. And what's his face? It was the Oklahoma coach. Bob Stoops was the coach of the Dallas team. Kyler Murray played under him, was there. And we got a picture with one of the Roughnecks guys. Kyler Murray walked by. I was like, yo, can I get a picture? And he like just looked at me and laughed and said, nah, dog. And I was like, you know what, dude, fuck you. Daniel Jones is a better quarterback. You're never going to win a fucking Super Bowl. And I decided I'm just going to curse him from then on out. Like maybe a little bit of an overreaction, you might say, but
Not
if
cool.
you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
That was Kyler
Okay.
Murray's not cool moment.
It was, but now he's cursed. And
Oh boy,
as
is
of
he.
right now, he's 0 for 1 this season. He looked like
Yeah.
shit.
Nailed
And the curse worked. But then I've cursed the Cowboys several times.
Oof.
Just now the new thing is like you don't want to piss me off because they'll just curse your team. Like the
Well-
Astros fans were assholes when the Yankees lost, so I cursed the Astros. Then they lost to the Rays, and it's just like that's how it works. Sometimes I don't like cursing, but it's like something you got to pull off. There's been only a handful of times I've played the curse card, but that's my voodoo skulls.
Well,
there.
you're a great man and a wonderful human being, and
I would
just
never
think
curse
the
you.
world
Barry.
of.
I would
Okay.
never curse you.
Thank you.
So we're gonna do the answers segment right here. If you have any questions for us, hit us up on Twitter at PassTheGradePod. Use the hashtag PTG Answers. You can also go to our website, PassTheGradePod.com, and hit the contact us page, or email us answers@PassTheGradePod.com. We're actually gonna go through some emails. I always go to the Twitter ones too, so I feel like I burned through the Twitter ones, but I have quite a good little pile of stockpiled answers emails. So we're gonna get to some of those. We do have some on Twitter, but this is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answer the question. Why just answer the question? Be honest. No big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
All right, our first question for this week comes from our girl Danielle Weston at Danny_Weston on Twitter, and she says, if you buy a bigger bed, do you have more bedroom or less bedroom? Now, it depends on if you're going bedroom or bedroom. I guess because you'd have less bedroom, but more bedroom.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
That's the
It
answer.
just depends on how you look at it. You can't lose with that one.
Yeah. The answer is yes. Yes.
That's a pretty simple one. I like that.
Yeah.
Like
Right. That's a great question.
Because your bedroom is technically still the same size. You just have less room to navigate around it, but your bed, there's more room on your bed.
She's pretty smart to come up with that. I
It's
feel like
sick
she
to have
maybe,
just a bedroom that's just a mattress. Like the floors are mattresses.
that's called being homeless.
That's only if you want to look at it that way.
That's just, I sleep on the floor. You're homeless.
But also like for my wedding, we were down by the museum district, and me and some of the guys the night before were just kind of walking around. We got kicked out of the steps of like a museum because we were just kind of hanging out drinking beers then. You're not allowed to do
Loitering.
that, but whatever. Yeah, absolutely. But
playing
then,
wino
then
games.
right across the street, there's a guy just sleeping on a bench, and I was like, "Fucking, he can sleep there, but we can't sit here and drink beers." Oh, this is
Dude,
America.
we can't be annoying, but he can be over there.
We
and
weren't
be
being
asleep.
annoying. We were just kind of hanging out, you know.
Oh yeah. No one. Oh yeah. No one ever just throws guys off of a stoop that are drinking just because.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I got it. We left. We didn't cause any trouble.
We weren't happy about it. We went and woke the bum up before we did. Hey, get up. All right, if we're gonna be miserable, so do you. Wake up, homeless man. Sleep.
No, because we went and we sat on the bench next to his, and just kind of drunk, and he didn't wake up at all. Didn't wake up at all.
He was just like smelled the alcohol, just like
We
you
would've
had your
given him a
cap
beer.
on.
We were like, "What's
right?
up, dude?"
Yeah, probably had
Have a
the
cold
cap
one.
on your 40, and he could still smell it through the glass, like
Fuck,
some
I need a
special
40.
town dog.
We should bring 40s back. I feel like it's been a minute.
Man,
been
I
a
used to
minute.
love 40s back in the day.
What was your go-to 40? Did you go OE? I was a Mickey guy too. You remember when they had the little hand grenades?
Yes,
Little
the big
baby
mouth
Mickeys?
The big
Those are
mouth
the
Mickey.
tits, dude.
Yeah. Yep. Love.
We were
those.
underage drinking. You could get your hand on a little six pack of those. You were set.
I always told this. I tell the story on the show every once in a while. We had this chick in high school who, we were in high school. Me and my buddy Patrick Reynolds were in high school. She was older. I think she was in college. I don't know what college she went to. Yeah, but she was like kind of a loser. She hung out with high school kids on the weekends, and what she'd do is she would pick up Patrick and me and drive us around. And first she would go buy us beer, and she would buy us each a 6-pack of Big Mouth Mickeys. So we'd have, or 40s, just whatever we were feeling. And then she would just drive around while we got shit-faced drunk, and that was it. And then like the payoff was one of us had to finger bang her at the end of the night.
Did you like
for the free?
Were you like, who's gonna do it this time? Did you alter? Did you just like, fuck, I did it
fuck,
last
is my
time.
turn? Oh,
Not again.
yeah.
You were out of town last week, dude. It was just me.
Yeah, but you know what? These are the things you'll do for free alcohol at 17.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
ever have a fake ID?
Oh yeah, went down to
What
the
was your
Walgreens
name?
downtown. I don't even remember, but I was from Colorado and Louisiana.
I was from Virginia. Brian Keel.
Nice.
He was a backup linebacker for the Giants. My
Nice.
address was 808 Windsor Oak Circle, Richmond, Virginia. And
Nice.
you'd go to Mr. ID it was by Reliant then. And I bet it's not still there anywhere, but it was like you get like name tags and like company cards and stuff like that, or you could get like the display like fake novelty use driver's license ones, and it was like you could only go to certain places that would take those because like it looked pretty fake in a lot of ways. But the Virginia one and the Louisiana ones had like shiny little like overlays on it, so it kind of looked more real. But it just had like Virginia on it. Like it didn't have anything that looked official. It was just like shiny letters that said Virginia. And like it said not government issue, like for novelty use, something basically saying like this isn't real. This is play money, basically. And then you'd go to the CVS or something, you'd get nail polish remover. Boom, we're done here.
No, we had a guy. There was he made fake IDs, like illegal. Didn't say he would try to make them look as real as possible, and he worked out of like a drugstore downtown somewhere.
Fucking awesome.
And you'd go down, he'd be like, "Where do you want to be from?" He's like, Louisiana's believable." And I was like, "I've always wanted to live in Colorado, so I bought 2." And I don't even remember the shit. I don't even remember the shit I put on there. I think I was just like, just put my info on there because you had to memorize it. I'm pretty sure on the Louisiana one, I just had him put like my address. I just had to memorize the city. And that was it.
Okay.
It was like, so it was like whatever my address was, New Orleans, Louisiana. And that was all I had to remember. But the Colorado was just all kind of random. I think he just had it laying around. He was like, let's buy this kid.
We got this one too. Okay. This is buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
Fake ID. I always like to know people's fake ID names, but my brother had one, and it was just like you gave the guy your ID, and you had to go get another ID, but he would find a way to like peel back this shit. And I don't know. It's incredible, like what you're doing, and like how much trouble you would get in, because it is incredibly illegal to make fake government documents.
Yeah, just to get into some raggedy ass club and get shot down by a bunch of women. Yeah.
Let's go to our next question. This is an email one from Jackson Towns. He says, do you think infants enjoy infancy as much as adults enjoy adultery?
Nope. I don't think infants enjoy infancy. I don't think
and they cry a lot. They do cry a lot. So it doesn't seem like they're enjoying it.
I mean, like, there's probably somebody crying in adultery, but it's not the person doing the adultery.
So like that's still an adult though. They might not enjoy that.
No, they don't. Like, but if you're doing the adultery,
you like it?
Yeah. You're the one out there having sex. Of course you like it. If you're an infant, you just shit your pants and cry all the time.
Yeah, you're like, I'm unhappy. Do this for me. I can't do anything.
I mean, granted, if you're into that, then you maybe do that as an adult too. But I'm just saying, like, yeah.
So it's the adults and like no. So it's a no. I get you. I know. It's a solid. I'm
argument. So confused.
No,
is it a yes?
Don't enjoy infancy as much as adults enjoy adultery.
Correct.
There. That's our answer. That's our answer, Jackson. Great question, bud.
Great question, buddy. By the way, how long have you been cheating on your wife?
Right? Like, tell us you're cheating on your wife without telling us you're cheating on your wife.
Yeah. Just tell us you just
on your probably pregnant wife.
And you're cheating on your. Yeah. Well done, Jackson. I hope that was a code. I hope that was a name
I
on your
really
fake
hope
ID.
that. Yeah, I hope that was fake. Dude, I hope Mrs. Towns isn't listening. God, she's gonna be pissed.
Jackson Towns. What? That's a totally made up name.
It does sound made up.
Yeah,
it does sound made up.
Oh, up next, there's a question from Frank Cities. Okay, stop it. Jackson Towns
from Sioux Falls.
Oh, nice.
That was a good one.
Well done, buddy. Well done.
All right. Alan Rollins writes in. Now is all these names fake?
Probably.
No.
JK LOL Rawlings. What?
Alan Rollins hits us up, and we like to do power rankings. We're big fans of power ranking random things. And Alan,
power rank your best power rankings. Have you done that yet?
We haven't. I do like power rankings. I mean, NFL power rankings is one. We power ranked Korn before. That was a fun one.
The band?
Well, that was part of it.
Oh, okay. One of just different corn. Okay.
There's maize. There's the band corn. There's corn on the cob. We did rings. We power ranked rings. That was fun. Okay. Trying to think of
Worm. Was Worm on the list for the rings?
No. It was like they gave us the things to power rank. The options.
Oh, gotcha.
They gave us the options. So Alan gives us. He says power rank these.
Okay.
Or power rank these buzzes. We're power ranking buzzes today. Barry.
Okay.
We got Buzz Lightyear, Buzz Aldrin, Buzz Cuts, Buzz Saws, and Getting a Buzz. Now, I think as a company guy, I gotta say this should have been included, but my number one would obviously be 94.5 the Buzz. Make sure Robert,
well
make sure
done.
you cut this part and send it to my boss. But if we're respecting the exercise, I think Getting a Buzz has to be number one because like that's
number
tight,
one,
right?
100%.
Number one, Buzz Aldrin.
Although unless that's where you stop, because then that sucks.
When you have like a nice little buzz, like that's cool. When you can keep it rolling, you're not drunk, you're borderline. Like
that's true.
Like, you do a little day drinking and you like get to that point, like I'm almost drunk. I'm gonna have a water
chill here.
I'm gonna maintain, and you can maintain for like 6 hours. You're like, fucking what a perfect day.
Yeah,
getting a little buzz. You're not too sloppy.
Maintaining it.
You got it together, but you're vibing. You're just vibing.
I dig it. Number one. Okay.
I'll go Getting a Buzz number one. Number two, Buzz Aldrin, because like he fucking went to space and he punched that guy that one time. That was cool.
That was very cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Buzz Saws.
Ooh.
You think Buzz Cuts over Buzz Saws?
Yeah, I'm going Buzz Cuts because I think Buzz Aldrin had a buzz cut and it was like, holy shit, this is so meta. Yeah.
It's pretty meta.
I wonder if he was
like
buzzed when he got his buzz cut. Because then it would be like, oh my God.
I think the world would just explode at that point.
Yeah. And I wonder if he got the buzz cut using a buzz saw. How manly would that be? If Buzz Aldrin got a buzz and a buzz cut using a buzz saw, holy shit.
That would be fucking sick. But buzz saws like just sound cool.
Just
and like
your hair. Yeah.
Like, I like when people refer to football players as like, he's a real buzz saw in there. And like, what does that even mean?
Or do we need to call it is there like, yeah. I mean, I didn't know that. We just say saw. Why do we have to say buzz saw? I don't.
Sounds cooler.
I guess.
It's like, it's not just a saw, it's a buzz saw. You're like, well, that's still a saw.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but it's buzzes though, bro. It buzzes.
Buzzes though. It's good.
I think Buzz Lightyear is I'm just kind of like I don't he's kind of an asshole. He was kind of an asshole to Woody. Like he's bossy.
Yeah.
He's got a fake laser. He thinks it makes him all that, like just I was team Woody, I was team Woody when it came to Woody and Buzz.
Because I've never seen it. I've never seen
never seen Toy Story, bro.
Never seen the movie. I don't have kids. So I don't.
You were a kid at one point.
Yeah. In the fucking 80s.
Bro, you've not seen any of Toy Story. No. Do yourself a favor. Watch it. It's great.
I have zero desire.
It's wonderful, dude.
No thanks.
A happy-go-lucky cowboy. He's got the kid that he's his favorite toy, and then he gets the fucking fancy new toy, and you're like, we got conflict here. Where are we going with this?
We got conflict. Oh boy, I do love a good conflict.
There's our plot point right here. Are they going to be friends? Will they fight each other? Now they got this asshole kid next door that blows up his toys. You got to hide from Sid. I don't fucking know. Fucking excellent movie. Yeah. Excellent movie.
Well, I feel like I don't need to watch it now. I appreciate that. You just kind of let me know all about it. So, yeah.
I'll saying, do yourself fair. So watch it. Grab the wife. Like, we're watching Toy Story, babe.
My wife? No. She would be like, you're watching Toy Story. I'm gonna go in the other room and watch crime documentaries as I continue to plot your death.
Learn how to murder you. Yeah.
And get away with it.
There's a lot of snapped that gets watched by not me in this household, and I'm ready for it.
My wife told me this, but she takes like sleeping pills to fall asleep. Not like, drug dealer sleep. Just get like a Nital or just take a couple of Benadryl. I was like, one day you're gonna fuck around and overdose. She was like, I've thought about that. So I just leave some notes around the house hidden that just says you did it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah. And she's like, and I'm like, you're not even saying that with a smile. Like, shouldn't you be joking? She's like,
I'm not.
Now I'm worried that there's literally notes around my house or like, if you find this and I'm dead, my husband did it. And I have no idea where they're at.
Would you rather her actually kill you or you be framed for her murder that you didn't do?
I would rather her
get away from it. Yeah, me
I'm
too.
not.
That's exactly what I don't want. I'm not.
I wouldn't do well in prison.
I would do terribly in prison.
Yeah,
A face like this won't last a second.
Come on, I'm not prison material. Not at
Not
all.
cut out for that shit. So we go in our power rankings. We go Get in a Buzz.
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin. You
Buzz
go
Aldrin.
Buzz Cuts.
Cut. Yeah.
Then I go Buzz Saw.
And then we
Then-
flipped. Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear. And then Buzz. No, I go Buzz Cuts, then Buzz Lightyear. Fuck Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm team
All right.
fuck Buzz Lightyear too.
Send us more power
Yeah.
ranking things. We like to rank stuff here. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Barry. This is just one for you. Like power rank your favorite races. Go.
I saw this the other day though. That's what was so funny.
Like a
The guy was
weird
like,
ESPN one.
White. Yeah. No,
What-
he was like white. He goes, really? I was thinking marathon. He goes, oh, I'm racist as fuck.
The Indy 500.
That's so great. Did you see that? They were like, what race do you hate the most? And he was like, I don't know, probably like white. And the guy was like, oh, I was thinking marathon. He goes, oh, fuck, I'm racist.
God damn it.
That's so
And canceled.
funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go.
We don't really
race
have to
walking.
power rank.
No, I'm going to. And I'm going to start with race walking.
Race walking is
Have you never watched a race walk?
I've watched the episode of Malcolm in the Middle where
shorts.
Bryan Cranston got into race walking.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
short. Oh man.
They got the
love
helmets
watching
sometimes.
Yeah. It's the
Fucking-
best.
this guy is aerodynamic as fuck.
Numero uno race walking.
I had during the pandemic when sports stopped, I bought a Hot Wheels track, and I would have Alex's Race Wars every single night at 5 o'clock, which
Nice.
was just a catchy name to get it out there, get the people talking.
Yeah.
And then some other stuff happened during the pandemic that
like, how about we'll change the name of this?
we didn't know because it caught some trends and got some views. It wasn't necessarily what they thought it was, but when some shit was going down in
They
certain
were like,
cities,
look, there's this whole show from Alex Jones called Race Wars.
I was
They're
like,
like, no, boy, he's lost a lot of weight. I'll tell you
Let's
what,
see
it's
if-
less edgy too.
let's see if the red Corvette can win again.
Did they just play Dixie? I think that's the General Lee. Hot damn. I know I like this.
Luke Soin writes in with our next to last question. He says, if you don't have painter's tape, what is the next best option when painting along edges? This is a house question. I live in an apartment. Don't do a lot of painting.
I was a
A
painter
duct
for
tape?
a very long time.
Like Michelangelo kind
No.
of painter.
No, like a house painter. I painted apartments.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just with the rollers, or did you get the gun?
No, I had a sprayer. Yeah, I had a
Fucking
sprayer,
awesome,
but you could
dude.
just get you a trowel. They make like
Do
a
that.
12-inch and 18-inch trowel, and you just put that on the edge, and you're good to go.
What's a
You have to
trowel?
make that noise, by the way. It's just a long, flat thing. Yeah, get you a piece of cardboard. Just get you a piece of cardboard and put it on the edge. Super easy. What? What?
My wife is just holding up tape to me. Like, it's mask. She says masking tape. is
No,
what you
masking
use.
tape leaves as a residue. That's why painter's tape
residue,
is so
Emma.
brilliant. Yeah. Come on.
Duct tape is like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
That's-
said duct tape just because it's like duct tape you can use for everything. So,
But
yeah.
it leaves a residue. That's why painter's tape is what it is, because it peels off easy. It doesn't leave any glue behind. So you can paint, and then it doesn't mess
We're
up your
talking
shit.
tape on Pass the Gravy today,
Sorry,
guys.
power ranking your tapes.
oh,
go cassette.
that's
I'm
a
gonna go cassette, worm, and then
duct.
yeah.
Duct tape has
yeah.
got to be a top 2 or 3.
Yeah,
power
you're right.
ranking
I'm gonna
tape.
go cassette, duct, tape.
And then painters, because I know now that it doesn't leave a residue.
Yeah, and then paint.
Scotch tape. That's
Scotch tape is good for
in the
presents.
working world.
I guess
you know.
tapeworm needs to be moved down. If I'm being honest, I probably
it's
had a
a
little high.
A great way to
Had
like,
tapeworm third.
keep
That's
weight
probably-
off.
Yeah. See, that's
Stay
my
thin.
diet plan. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like that'd be sick. If I ever get like fat, I'm just gonna be like, "Wait, how bad can it be?
I mean, let me just
Like, we got
Right.
modern medicine. We can flush that bad boy out if I need to.
yeah, I can go in there and get it right.
I'll
Oh.
lose a few pounds. You got the Barry on Deck weight loss challenge. What's the tapeworm policy?
There's no rules.
You
Just,
just swallow-
however
just-
you lose weight. Yeah,
I've
however
lost.
you lose it. Just that's it.
What was
Yeah.
your
I should-
threshold was like 225 pounds you had to be, right?
No. We just had weight categories. So it was like under
Oh, okay.
225 or 220 and then over. Because it's not fair if you're 400 pounds and trying to lose weight versus like, 180 who's trying to drop a couple pounds too. You're like, okay, well, it's not really fair. So yeah, we had to have somewhere in the middle.
I want to see if I can get down to 100
MMA.
pounds.
Huh?
Exactly. I want to see if I can just get down to exactly 100 pounds. And I think a tapeworm might just do the trick.
That would probably do, or crack. You just smoke some crack too. Yeah.
It's more expensive.
True. I don't know. Have you
Right.
ever tried to? I don't know. What is a tapeworm going for on the black market?
You can find those, right?
I get. Oh, wait, bro, you found a fucking carrier pigeon. I'm sure you can find a tapeworm somewhere.
It's Craigslist. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. I bet you can find crack on Craigslist too.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody send us like a price match for tapeworms.
Yeah,
Like how many,
yeah.
how much crack could you get for a tapeworm or vice versa?
That's right. Exchange rate.
Trying to lose some weight here, guys.
Yeah.
So you think that what did you say would be the best one besides painter's tape? Then?
You could go with a trowel, yeah, or you could go with just a piece of cardboard.
That is not a bad idea. You have to tape the cardboard though, wouldn't you?
No, you just hold it. You just
you hold it
and
the whole
you
time.
paint
Okay.
down and you paint down and you just hold it.
Not a big painter, so
Well,
I'm glad
it's okay.
you had your expertise on this. This is
It's a
actually
good thing I was on the show today.
Yeah, really, this was the
Then you
perfect
didn't have
question for you.
Good thing you didn't have a carpenter on here today.
Do you know Luke?
Screwed.
You and Luke Soin buddies, huh? You
No.
getting him to plant questions for you?
That's Luke. Luke. I can't think of any more words for cities. Fuck. Ruined the joke.
Lukewarm,
Oh, nice. That's not
There
the name
we
of a
go.
city though.
but it's a thing.
It worked. It was better than what I had.
Luke
Luke.
oil.
Township. I don't know.
That works. Luke Parish.
Luke subdivision.
He's
Okay.
French.
Now we're he's French. Oh, nice.
Our final question is from Ellie E. She doesn't give us her full last name, but Ellie E
Smart. Ellie.
says,
I wonder
"How
if it's
brown?"
Ellie.
I hope so.
That'd be dope.
Eleanor.
Nice.
That's like what Ellie's short for, right?
Eleanor. Yeah.
I like it. Like the female version of Eli.
Ah, nice.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
at you.
Ellie says, "How brown does a banana have to turn before you shouldn't eat it?"
I mean, you want some brown on there. It's just like, are you talking about on the outside or the inside? If it's on the inside, don't eat it. But you want some brown.
What's the worst that's gonna happen?
I could probably get the shits.
You're
I'm just
gonna
saying, like, you
die.
want some brown on there. That's when it's the sweetest. If it's got a few brown spots on it, that's
I
when a
think-
banana is at its sweetest.
It really depends on like one, how much money do I have? Two, do I have any groceries left?
Mm.
Because if I am hungry and all I have is a brown banana, I think that's what I'm eating. You know, do I feel like going? Do I feel like going to the store? I got a wife now. I can make her do that, right?
Oh,
Hey, let's get to the store. Get some
wow.
more bananas.
Wow. I have a
I would
wife. I
never
can make
really
her
do
do
that.
that. That is probably, you want to cut that out, and I pray she was in the other room and didn't hear you say that.
She's watching Snap. She's too busy.
Yes, that's right. She's too busy plotting your murder.
She's too busy learning how to kill me when I say things like that.
Nice. Yeah. I'm going to go. If it looks like a piece of shit, it probably is. Don't eat it.
Like all the way brown. If there's a little bit of yellow on it, you're still good.
No,
A little
no,
bit yellow.
a lot of yellow. You want more yellow than brown. If there's more brown than
That's-
yellow,
Okay.
it's
that's a
almost like
good-
a snake. You know what I mean? Where they're like, black and yellow.
Something
Was
fellow.
it yellow? No, red touch black. No, was it red touch
It's
yellow
Jack
killer
and
fellow?
fellow, right?
Yeah. That's with the banana, right? That's like
I always thought that was weird
uh,
because like if I get it mixed up, I'm still gonna get killed. Like you're a dead fella, but it could be like
Yeah,
you're an
'cause you're like-
okay
you're-
fella.
you're trying to remember your color chart. You're like, wait, what was the thing? Like, I can't even remember it. I'd have to Google it, and this, I'd be like, hey, can you just give me a second, Snake? I just need to real fast. I just need to ask Jeeves, what's the snake saying again? The snake's
What's
like,
the Wi-Fi
"Jesus,
password here? I'm trying to get on. I don't have great service.
man."
I'm in the
Yeah,
jungle.
Does anybody know the Wi-Fi password for Snake?
You got a hotspot?
1, 2, 3. That's all S's. Oh, of course, is the Wi-Fi password. Duh.
Fuck. Was it 3
How did I
S's
not
or
know
4
that?
S's?
Oh, you used 5s. I get it. That's more
God
secure
damn.
that way. 5s instead of S's.
And you're
Boy,
just
that's
dead
a
by that point
smart
'cause he
snake,
bit ya.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
yeah, we need to come up with a saying like yellow, more yellow than brown, eat it down.
Yeah.
More brown than
Yeah.
yellow.
You're a dead
Don't eat that
fellow.
fellow.
You're shitting fella.
You're a shitting fellow. Yeah, I like. Okay, there you go.
That
there you
that
go.
place.
Now you know.
We covered tape, nutrition, buzzing. What didn't we cover here in this answer segment?
Everything.
Barry Laminack, everybody. Barry is funny.com. Go see all of his dates. Go see him. Do you want any dates to promote? This is going to be coming out the week of like the 25th.
The 25th of this month. I have no idea. I'd have to go look at my schedule.
Go to
barryisfunny.com and I'll update it. I keep it updated, kind of.
At Barry is funny, and then you have Barry on deck streaming on Twitch. That's where you prefer everybody to watch it.
Yeah, and I just changed my schedule. It used to be like weird. Monday through Thursday was one time, and then Friday, so I just said screw it. So now I'm just Monday through Thursday 2 to 5 on Twitch.
All right,
that's it. That's the new schedule.
Barry on deck. Go check it out. Let him know you're part of the Gravy Gang in the comments. Dude, I really appreciate you coming on. We got to do, we do some events every now and then. We got to get you to come out to one of the events and shoot the shit out there. We'll go up to Southern Star, do something. We do our Christmas.
I actually did a show at Southern Star before. They used to do comedy shows. I think I've been there like once or twice, actually.
It's Jesse Saldana, I think, runs
Jesse
it. Right?
Saldana
yeah,
is the one
great
that was
dude.
booking it. Yep.
Dude. But yeah, let's get a beer sometime. We'll do something else.
Let's
and
do it.
Loved having you on the show. Really appreciate your time, man. And I know you're going car shopping, so have fun with that.
I am. Hey, congratulations, by the way, on your weddings, on your nuptials.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope
really
while this
that.
is airing, you are just banging it out with the wife.
Fuck yeah.
You know,
fuck yeah. I hope so too. I hope she didn't hear any of the shit we were saying, or else
probably
might not be.
if she did, you're not. But it's
yeah,
okay.
but if so, that'd be tight.
You go.
At Barry is funny on Twitter. Give him a follow. Let him know you're from the Gravy Gang, and dude, appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me, bud.
Dude, it means the world, man. Thank you for the time. I appreciate it. And until we talk to you guys next time, do you want to say it? Do you want to say it? Say pass the gravy, bitches.
Pass the gravy, bitches.
Got low, apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, no good words, looking at her. She hit the floor, the next thing you know.